This is season 3. I am so happy to be here at my favorite number, and I am ready to make this your favorite season yet. We've made some exciting changes based on the feedback from our audience. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts on how we can make things better. We're gonna push to make this one bigger and better than ever. More intentional conversations, better visuals, because yes, this podcast does have a visual version live on YouTube, and better audio for your ears to love on all streaming platforms. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know what you love about the show and what you think we can do better. And please remember to share this with your friends and family. Enjoy the episode. What the fuck is up, my guy?
What's the word?
How you doing?
Long time coming.
Yo, it's so good to have you on the show, man.
I'm honored to be here, man. I definitely like no cap. I manifested this.
Yeah?
Yeah, bro. You know how many times I watch, you know what I mean? Yeah, shit on my TV in my room. So it's an honor to be here.
I appreciate that immensely, my friend. How long have we known each other?
I want to say,
When did we meet?
because I met Franco first.
Yeah.
That was like during COVID. So we going on like over 2 years now.
That's crazy. And the first thing that did I meet you for the Sweet America video?
I can't even remember. Probably.
Why?
I feel like it had to, it had to
right?
be that, because that was literally during the whole BLM thing.
yeah.
Everything was going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
So it was that summer. So it
that
had
summer,
to be. Yeah.
And I remember vividly when we were in the car and you started. I think it was you, yeah, or was it me playing music? But somebody started playing Stanley, and I was like, oh shit, Stanley. I think it was Fool that had come out or something like that. But
Right. Shout out
I was
my
like,
guy
damn,
Stanley.
yo, shout out to Stanley. And but honestly, it's long overdue that we got you on the show. And I'm glad it's in this environment. You know, it's a new space.
Yep.
It's a new kind of energy that we're going for this show. And it's an honor to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for the people who don't know, I'm gonna read a quick bio, and I have a history. I don't know if you guys watched the last episode, you guys saw me butcher some bios. Okay, so I be slipping on my words and shit. So if I say anything weird, you just let me know. Right?
I got you. I will. I'll G-check you.
I
got you.
How do you spell how do you pronounce your last name?
Preval.
Preval.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your last name.
Preval,
That's a great
yeah.
last name. All right. Cedric, Ceddyjay Preval, is a dynamic rapper / artist who has been rapping since he was only 4 years old. Born in New York on January 28th, 1999, and raised in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Ceddyjay comes from a proud Haitian family with an eclectic legacy of musicianship. His great-grandmother is a former opera singer, while his grandmother and great-uncle were members of Kraze Moonfou,
Yeah.
a groundbreaking house music band in the late 80s. And his mother also achieved a degree of success as a singer in the early 2000s. Being immersed in music basically from birth, it was Ceddyjay's destiny to become an artist himself.
You should know that I don't play. Pouring on my feelings against all these little weights. Music in my blood, all over my DNA. Can't really explain it, this shit was something like fate. Leave it on the page, I hope you niggas relate. Do it for the fam and give my nana a break. Never been a hater, I never gave it a play. Smoke that dank, suppressing all of the pain. Hot boys popping them rockets like all day.
That part.
Bro, legacy.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about what your family has done and how you were raised in that environment? What do you feel when you think about your history and your past?
That's a great question, man. I feel like as I get older, it hits me more and more and more. Like I feel like because I come from it and I've been around it so much.
Yeah.
A lot of it I took for granted when I was younger. It's just like, man, I guess like, I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of be doing this, or this is the vibe for everybody, you know what I mean? And, as I got older and, people just telling me like, nah, that's not regular, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, definitely proud, you know what I mean? And,
Good.
It was inevitable, you know what I mean? So, it's just dope to have like that in my arsenal, you know what I mean? Like it's in my bloodline. So, it's only right that I continue it. But I'm definitely proud of, the achievements and the things that, my family have managed to,
For sure.
do.
Especially your family starting with house music, which is so important to the culture.
Yeah.
And not many people, especially people who aren't raised in music, people don't really understand what house music was and how it was brought into the musical environment and who it was brought in by. So to have that history ingrained in your family, like I personally, like I don't, my parents weren't musical. Well, they are actually. They would sing in church and stuff like that, but they were like church music. You know what I'm saying? That was a very specific genre. Didn't really go outside of that at all. So I was raised sort of, kinda in music, but I always wish that my parents were more in tune with their creative side, because they're very, very artistic people in terms of what they would do in church, because church is a very, I feel like, creative space, even though it's, you know, some things that
no, it definitely is.
But it's a very creative space.
Facts. Some of the best musicians and singers and just period come from church. Facts.
And I feel like I wish they were more in tune with that side, because that is me. You know what I'm saying? And if I was raised in that, only God knows what I would have been. Well, you know, I'm happy with who I am now. But I'm just saying, like, it must be a beautiful thing to you know, have that energy in your family. One thing recently that you dropped was the visual for Payroll. Yeah. How's it been doing on?
It's been dope. It's been dope. You know, great feedback on that. You know, truthfully, that was off of Payroll was the second and final visual off of my last body of work, which I dropped like in January of 2021, and we actually shot that a year ago. And
a year ago, no way.
Yeah, because that was it was a continuation to the first visual, Virtue.
Yeah.
We did that all in the same weekend, and I was supposed to drop. Thank you. And I was supposed to drop like a lot sooner, but you know, just life and things of that nature. You know, trials and tribulations, things I had to attend to.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But you know, better late than never.
Yeah.
But that visual, you know, great feedback, and you know, it really just wrapped up that segment, and now it's just time to, you know, move on to, you know, the next body of work, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, you got some new stuff. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, it's a credible video. The whole the table, the poker table, the who's the artist that was on the track?
Sasa Just. Yeah.
No, it was fire. The visuals, I feel like the production quality was there. You know, you had the whole thing going on.
Thank you. Shout out you know, Kevin Douglas.
Yes.
You know, he was the director. You know,
yeah.
I had you know, co-directed with him. You know, Alex, who was the cinematographer.
Yeah.
Just the whole team. You know, that was my first Virtue, and that Payroll visual was the first time where like I shot something and I was like hands off in a sense of like I was able to just be the artist. You know what I mean? So
that's a great feeling. Bro.
You know what I mean? Like it was, and you know, it also just makes you move different. You know what I mean? When you have that elevated experience,
you can focus on yourself and what you're presenting. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to wear so many hats.
Story of my life.
Yeah, there you go. And I know you've done it. I've done it. And it's a challenge, but it definitely helps you grow. It's helpful to know every arena of what you got to be doing, but it's also really nice when you get to just do one, you know, especially being an artist, which is what we want to do.
You got to hone in.
With all these things coming out, you got your presence online is strong. You got a lot of visuals coming out. You got beautiful music happening, some insane shit. How have you been feeling recently? You got all these things going on. We can kind of see, because you share a lot on your stories. You have beautiful stories that are really easy to click through and read and stuff. So I feel like I know things that are happening, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, whatever you're willing to share, how have you been like feeling lately?
Well, thank you. I'm glad that it's palatable like that.
No, it definitely is. It's a beautiful,
dope.
I mean, yo, seeing all the visuals, like you got it real laid out and it looks beautiful. So it's refreshing. It's refreshing.
I'm gonna keep it a band. Like these last, cause like I was healing for like the last like couple weeks or whatever. After like my concert, I had did a performance at Mercury Lounge. You know, shout out my man's Daytona Starsky. You know, I did a bill with him, and then after that, you know, I just had to like really take care of myself for like the next month or so. So throughout that process, you know, aside from me healing physically, it was just like a lot of like other shit.
Yeah.
And then like just me even like shedding layers and also like just changing, just as far as like how I wanted to move with my career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And realizing like what was really important. And I'm constantly growing every day.
Yeah.
But I just got to a point where it was like, all right, I got so much out of my system. Like, I'm young because I'm only 23, and like I know I'm fairly young, but like
so young. Bro, sometimes I forget, bro.
Yeah. A lot of people do. They be thinking I'm like 26,
Holy
27.
I be thinking you're all, you know, my age and shit. Nah, bro, that's crazy.
But it's like, you know, I've been doing this for so long though.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm like a rookie vet for real. You know what I mean? So I got so much out of my system at such a young age, just as far as like what comes with the music shit.
Yeah. You know, if you haven't checked out Ceddy's, because y'all think he's playing around, but bro, he got some OG videos out there of the young Ceddy,
10
bro.
plus
you
years.
was spitting, bro.
My pen was crazy.
Nah, and you was young, bro. You was a little kid with
Yep.
that music video with that girl. You were like,
that was my sister. Shout out Becca Soleil.
Shout out Becca.
We was on a budget.
Crazy. That's what I'm That's family Tyler.
But yeah, like, you know, so like just really got to a point where it was just like, I got so much out of my system, you know, just all the hype, and I don't know, I'm at a point where like I could just see through a lot of shit now. You know what I mean? And you know, to each his own, you know what I mean? Sure. But I just know like I'm in a space where it's like, you know, I'm unique within the space that I exist. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm a one of one artist. And there's just, you know, just in a space where, you know, I just want to move very like methodical. Yeah. You know, and I'm just like really, like, you know, let's pull up and let's get to work. All the extra shit, I'm over it now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like let's like play the game to some degree, and let's, you know, do what we got to do to make sure everything, you know, looks the part and lines up the way it needs to, you know, obviously in a manner where, you know, integrity is still involved. And, you know, let's just like really get to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not a joke thing. And it never was. But, you know, because I started so young, it was a lot of things I had to, you know, really learn over time, you know, such as punctuality and, you know what I mean, things of that nature. So now I'm just in a space where it's like, all right, like I'm in a space where, yo, I want to be an international artist, not just a street poet. And there's nothing wrong with a street poet.
That's where everybody starts. That's where
right. And if you even want to just stay in that pocket, cool, you know what I mean? But I know what I want now, and it's time to really get to it in a real way.
And that's important, man. You got to set the goals. You got to know. You know, sometimes it's hard to, I know personally it's hard to set those kind of goals in terms of like being an international artist, right? Yeah. Because you don't, especially when you're starting, you don't know the game, right? You don't know the game you got to play. You don't know what's actually attainable. But then when you've been in it for long enough, you're like, you know what? I can see.
And that's the point.
I got the vision.
That's the point I'm at now. You know what I mean? Like,
you got court vision now.
Now it's like, oh, let's like.
I know I can make that.
If this is the highest level, I've been preparing for it all my life.
Yeah, you know what it takes.
So now,
and I will say, like, even so, like, you might see a lot of it and you might have the vision, but life is always going to be teaching you from all the way up into the end, no matter what, bro. Like on your deathbed, you're going to be learning about life, because there's nothing you will never know everything.
Well said.
And that's the beauty. So like, we got the vision now, but just wait till we're there. And it's like, now we got the other vision.
Yeah, it's always
like,
levels.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the crazy part.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
And it's important to understand that, because you'll get the goals, but then ultimately, unless you are true to yourself, you'll never be satisfied. So you have to make sure that that's a part of it as well. It's just knowing that you'll never have everything that you want. That part. You know, but you can be happy and you can be fulfilled. And you can be rich. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Rich without the fuckery. Yeah, rich with the lowercase m. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying?
You already. So
you've been in the game for a while. And saying a while isn't understatement. You've been in the game for a hot minute. People don't really know that. It's important that people know that, because they know you know where you're from. They know what your base is. You've seen it change a lot from the inside. One thing that I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen all the headlines and the conversations going on about it, because it's affecting hip hop. It's affecting our culture and the way that we go about our work in a pretty serious way, I would say. After seeing everything about it, it's honestly difficult to swallow. I want to hear your thoughts on I don't even know how to say the name. FN Meka.
Yeah, some shit like that.
I think it's supposed to be FN.
I don't
Meka.
know. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. For the people who don't know, we'll get into it though. But I mean, how do you feel about it?
I was actually talking to my man Zion about it. Shout out Zion. Yesterday about it. He's actually the one that brought it to my attention. Cause like I ain't gonna hold you like I'm an old man with like the socials. It's like I'm on it now, but like I'm like I just be in my own world. You know what I mean? So I don't be like
pop culture and shit like that.
Yeah, you know. So but yeah, well, like when he told me about it, you know, literally like yesterday, 2 days ago. So I did my own like due diligence, my research, and I'm at a point now where it's like, you know, I don't take things personal. But at the same time, you know, this is more of a discussion of like, we gotta stop like giving culture away. You know, it's like there's no like structure as to like hip hop and like in a sense of like
there's no algorithm,
but more so sanctionality, if that's the word. You know what I mean? Like nothing should be flying. Like shit like that shouldn't be flying.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, that was even made out to be a thing. And then, they put out the apology. Bullshit.
I mean, bro, they unsigned that artist, which is even stupid to say.
But just the whole idea.
They deleted that program. It's better to say. I don't want to say signed or unsigned because they didn't sign or unsign nobody.
Right.
They didn't sign no. That's the fake. That's the guys that they want to go with. But they deleted the program because that's what the fuck it is.
Yeah, literally a program.
Like a few days. I feel like it was so quick. Like people saw that and they're like, the fuck?
No. It was, but just in general, like who, like one, it's like shit like this can't be flying, and it's like there's no real like agency of some sort within hip hop for real, where it's like, you know, there has to be some like nothing should be flying. Like we are culture, and the thing is though is that I feel like, everybody's making money in this shit, mad bread. And even outside from the AI shit, you know what I mean? It just ties into like, you know, everybody's making mad bread and but what is it going towards? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like where's the structure? Where's the, you know, where's the infrastructure for real? You know, it's like that's been really like been depleting over these last couple years, where back in the day that, you know, like I don't know. It's
the
just
way it was. The way that the hip hop is the way it used to be led, and the way that it used to be. I don't want to say controlled, but the way it used to be watched over by the people that were a part of that, the people that earned the spot to be kind of like it's kind of like, you know, with any academies, right? They have their academy boards that make those decisions. That
there has to be some type of committee, some type of board, and then I'm right.
And I think the biggest thing, because we know there's people like that out there. We know there's motherfuckers making an AI of whatever they want. Yeah. We know there are people that that feed on the black culture. We see that shit all the time.
Every day. It's
always apparent. Yeah. It's always been apparent, right? Yeah. But the reason why I'm gonna look at this now with okay, I'm glad this happened, is because there's one thing that I've been hearing recently is like the hardest thing to deal with especially for black people nowadays in the culture is knowing who's in this and knowing who is being subtle with their opinions, right? Somebody who's kind of like saying some things, but you're like, I can't tell if you're like that or not. You know what I'm saying? I can't, because you're saying some things that are kind of like a little weird, but I can't really like point at you and be like, why you being like that? Because it, you know, kind of. But when somebody makes something like that, now I can look at that whole structure, that whole organization, whatever teams were part of that, and look at all of those teams and be like, I don't want to see any of y'all in any of the things that I listen to or the things that I work on, because you let that shit go all the way to the end, to the fucking TikTok, bro, and hundreds of motherfuckers must have listened to this shit. He must have seen this shit.
He got 10 million followers on TikTok.
Bro, before it even got to that point, like before signing this motherfucker, none of y'all should be doing anything with hip hop. You shouldn't even be touching the game.
Nah, no doubt.
You shouldn't even any artist you push through, and it sucks because they probably push through some artists that are doing shit for the game. You know, I don't even know, but now any artist you push through, I'm gonna be like a little. I'm gonna be like,
nah, for sure. And the thing is though, like, it's more of a matter of like they gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what I'm saying.
it's about bread, but at the same time, and you know, I think that's like where the generation gap lies. Because it's like for me, it's like I'm young, but like I'm cut from like a different cloth though, as far as like you know the fundamentals and just like what this shit is really about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for like progression and being progressive. I don't want to sound like some dinosaur ass, but it's more so like you know just like just structure, integrity, and just like, yo, this is our shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like, how do we build an infrastructure to where like, okay, shit like this, even if it don't happen, it ain't getting no play. And that's the problem. It's getting like
the fact that that's getting play when it gets out.
The fact it's getting play, and you know, not, and it's like everybody making bread in this shit that do look like me, but yet, why is it that we not coming together to really like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's not as sanctioned as it needs to be, and we're constantly in a position of where we're constantly just giving culture away, and like we're at the mercy of you know these corporate whoever the fuck is at the 50th floor that don't even come to the ground level to really see what's going on. You know what I mean? So you know there just got to be like just a lot more like critical thinking and like just like
critical thinking, bro.
You know, like, let's use our brains again, you know? And I'm not saying everybody isn't, but, and I love, and hip-hop culture, yo, it's the biggest thing, it's the biggest thing in the world. Like,
it's music.
It is what it is. Like, you know, it's the coolest thing. You know, we jiggy. But at the same time, aside from all that, it's like, okay, how do we, damn, I lost my train of thought.
No, you good.
Basically, you know, we just got to get back to like, yo, like let's actually, you know, really move intentional, and let's really see shit for what it is, as opposed to just like, you know, just letting anybody in. You know, it's messy.
We also got to be honest about it too. Like in terms of culture, the fact that they were able to place a bunch of different things within a system, and that have that system create an algorithm, and
it was digital blackface.
And have that system do what it did and show what it was showing. Yeah, I think it also says a lot about the selection that they were going for. Oh yeah, and what they want to see in black artists specifically. When they're signing them. That motherfucker that was in that video reminded me a lot of 6ix9ine.
Oh yeah, no, it's a profile.
Reminded me a lot of that.
It's a profile. It's a program. The tattoo like, under. It was a very it was a very tan, like a lot of like, not even underhanded like racist shit. It was blatantly there,
bro. Like and you know, and it was weird because like in hip hop, you know, a lot of the it's very topical when we make music, right? When you make it's very topical. It has to be. Not has to be, but it's oftentimes where you're talking about the things that affect the culture, right? And for hip hop, majority black space, a lot of those conversations are going to be about the black experience, right? Yeah. So to have a digital black experience where one of the videos was this motherfucker getting beat by a cop. Like, bro, are you fucking real?
Nobody in the building, but you know,
nobody was like, yo, this shit is kind of off the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is kind of weird. Yeah. And for people who don't know what happened, like, basically a label created an AI artist. So, and the commentary, basically, the quotes that this motherfucker was saying, it was like, you know, when you have to make songs, there's a whole team of artists that have to get in the room and make all these music and make all these hits. With AI artists, you don't have to do any of that. Yeah. It was like, when you have to scout for talent, you have to go to meetings, you have to fly to other shows, you have to have he was like, the person was like, now we don't have to do any of that.
It's a lot simpler.
Where the fuck are we living? Yeah. Why are you talking about this? Like, you can tell that motherfucker wasn't an artist, has never been an artist. Why do they have this position, bro? Right.
Why?
And why couldn't you do it in country music, bro? Why couldn't you stay over there?
Anywhere else.
Bro, go somewhere else, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, hip hop and you know.
The easiest to exploit, the biggest money, like the most TikTok views is going to be hip hop. Like that's.
It ain't even personal. It's just business.
You get the crown, right? You get the crown and everybody wants to be you.
But you know, all that shit is, but at the same time, you know, as like maybe outrageous, obviously like people are, you know, at the same time, it's more so like, yo, you just let the goofy timing expire. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then shit is going to fall where it fall. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's going to be a new cycle, 2 weeks. I'm not even going to talk about this shit.
That part. So, you know,
move on.
That's what it is.
not to talk too much about this shit.
Are you
I
good?
wanna get rid of that. We're here for you. Ceddyjay. Can I play something real quick? I just want to play.
Yeah, let's go.
Probably one of my favorite sections of any of your songs, and it leads right into the chorus. It's fucking fire. I love this track.
Thank you.
Listen to it all the time, bro.
To look jiggy, but still manage to spit proper. Always say, nah, I mean. Guess the kid love Ebonics tall like Yao Ming. He'll get it by all means. Gorillas with banana clips, no different from wild things. Need the baddest bitch, lick his ass with a palm tree. Like, how the fuck you vegan and you pack such poultry? Enough of me talking pussy, shit get exhausting. This my early 2000s, king of New York shit. Think I done it, man. I'm that nigga, do you understand? Get the bus and then we flip it to 100 amps. Escalating through the hood like the president. I'm just a dark little nigga, I ain't never fan. You know the play really clutchy, cause I'm hesitant. I blow up steam when I be pushing that back to that pen. That red and blue for all my souls, you know I represent. I play so demon with them bitches that be heaven sent.
Yeah.
Bro.
I caught a pocket. That was a fun one. That was a fun one to
track
write.
Is probably my favorite off of Ceddy. It's called Ceddy, so listen to that. The title track. But what's your writing process like? What do you do? What is the thing that helps you get into those flow? Curious for myself, because like, you know, I think one of the hardest parts is finding those pockets, you know, and laying in them and being able to be comfortable in them. Like what leads you to those things? How do you find them?
I have this thing I do. Like anybody that's been in the studio with me, they know. Yeah, like I do this dance.
Yeah,
and it's like, it just really like. Like that's how I start to like formulate like my lyrics.
You get the
and
movement on the
I
track.
gotta start moving. I gotta start like, and I just love like pockets and flows and like when someone could just go, cause like the textbook rhyme style is cool. You know what I mean? And I'm cut from that cloth and I could do it, and I appreciate it. You know, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's like I get like excitement when like not only like the bars are hard and it's like I catch a bar like a week later, but it's also like, you know, making it enjoyable to listen to as well. So it's like, how do I, you know, mix the two and, you know, just also have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's dope to just take people to a whole different place. It's like an adventure throughout the whole time. You know what I mean? Sure. So, for me, you know, it's just really like doing my little dance thing.
I love that. That's the way you catch it. I'm gonna try that next time, because you know usually I'd be sitting there like listening to it like, oh, I like this beat, right? Oh my gosh, I could think about, but I never think about like.
Now you got to get comfortable.
You
got to get comfortable.
No, I love that.
Yeah, you got to get loose. You got to get comfortable. You got to like yell, shout, whatever the fuck you got to do to get right. You know what I mean? And then you know, I just start pushing the pen. As of now though, it's more so been because I've really been trying to challenge myself as far as like writing.
Yeah.
You know, I've been like more like a lot of my new music is more so me writing from different perspectives now as opposed to my own. You know what I mean? Like I'm so used to like writing a certain way that, you know, I even spoke with Clipper, who's the producer of that track and my, you know, right hand in music creation, you know, just like challenging my pen more, you know what I mean? And being more, not that I wasn't intentional with lyrics, but probably saying a word that isn't so common but still means the same thing.
Thinking about that word, thinking about those spacing is like, is this the first thing I think because I've heard this before, or is this the first thing I think because it fits, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like those little attention to details, like how do I say something like in a cool, like slick yet, you know what I mean? Like how, or like the influx of my voice, or how do I really bring them there, or like the stacking of my vocals, and you know what I mean? Like how do I create that atmosphere? So
and one thing to speak on that, and I'm open to speaking about this only because like I know where I'm from and I know what I contribute, but I also know that I'm participating in a space that isn't typically mine, right? So like I have to like make sure that just to get to it, like I'll write a lot, right? And then sometimes I find myself writing, and I'm writing from the perspective of my favorite artists, right? I'm writing from the perspective of the people that I listen to all the time, the people that I learn from, and oftentimes my lyrics will be a little more. It would be closer to that than it is to me, right? So I'll say things that I never really like. I'll say things that like I relate to, right? But it's not my experience. So like I have a bar that I'm gonna be, because I'm performing on Saturday, but I have a line.
I look forward to it.
Appreciate you. I have a line, and where I wrote it felt so good, and it was I eat them apologies like collard greens. And I was like, have I ever in my life.
You never
eating
ate collard
fucking
greens?
Collard greens, bro.
You never ate collard greens?
In my life. Like,
ever?
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. That's not my, you know what I'm saying? So I changed the bar, and I eat them apologies like rice and beans, because that's me.
Right.
And still fits. I found the word but you know, you don't, a lot of the people, and this is something that AI can't fucking think about. A lot of people don't know where they're, you know, you gotta sit it in where you at, you know?
Yeah.
You pay respect, right? And you emulate, but you also gotta know that you're not that, right? You gotta know where you're coming from. And I think that with
takes time to come to that
with writing and being
realization.
specific like that, like you got to be very specific. You got to be, because every word, people are going to hang on to those words, you know what I'm saying?
It also depends on the type of artist you want to be too, though.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? If you don't give a fuck, then
I mean,
do your thing.
if you're irreverent with it, like, yeah, that's all you got it. Like,
but if you really like us, that really like, you know, care about
exactly.
absolutely. And like, it comes with time.
Yeah,
it comes with time, you know?
Exactly.
But very well said.
Yeah, so we're a little short on time, speaking of time. We're coming to the end of this. I want you, if you don't mind, for the audience today, one, give us what you got next, like where to follow you, and also like if you have any like, you know, things that you can like tease, or if we can catch you at a show or something like that. And then second, some words of wisdom if you got any. All right.
Well, as far as you know what's coming next, you know, the next body of work is Heartbroken in England.
Woo!
Yeah, it's gonna be a like very concise project, 4 to 5 tracks.
Hell yeah.
It's detailing an experience I had last summer, which is probably why the payroll visual took so long to come out. But I'm waiting for that. Throughout the month of September, you know, just prepping for that. I'll have a release date soon. And yeah, like the next performance or event for me should be the release party for it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll be sometime in the fall.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, Ceddyjay on everything. Ceddyjay. You know, Ceddyjay from
that.
that
Right there.
That part
on the bottom right here.
That part. You know, Ceddyjay from the FLT. And
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, you know,
Flatbush.
thank you for having me, bro.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's an
You
honor.
got some words of wisdom?
Oh,
You can drop off real quick.
Words of wisdom.
Be quick.
Once you are able to, my homegirl Rose told me that. Shout out to Rose. I've known her for 10+ years. Once you are able to control your emotions, that's when you begin to grow up. That part.
Okay. That part. I feel you, bro.
Word.
Thank you for being on the show.
Come on, man. Thank you for having me.
Ceddyjay
That part.
in the building, motherfucker.
Jeez.
Don't act like you ain't heard it here.